Hi guys, it's Natalie Elphinstone here again, and I know it's really late in December right now for what I'm about to be doing, but I would think that perhaps there are some people that are just like me and have not yet made all of their Christmas cards, am I right? Nothing like doing things at the last minute. When you are doing things at the last minute, obviously what you want to then do is probably make them really quick and really simple, but you still want them to be sort of fun and colourful and bright and all of the fabulous things that we associate with Christmas. So I'm going to show you what I'm calling sort of my one cardstock set of cards. I'm going to get 4 cards out of one piece of cardstock and some bright fun Bella Boulevard things here. So you can see I've gathered my supplies. I've cheated a bit and already cut my cards. So this was a 12 by 12 piece of white cardstock, and you can get 4 pieces of 4 by 8 cards out of it. See, just like this, you can see this was here, this one was up here, and it leaves you with one square here, which I've cut out, and I'm going to use that as well, so don't put that to waste. And obviously each of these cards is then getting folded in half, and it's just a sort of small 4 by 4 little note card, which are just, these are kind of the good ones to hand out in person. So what I'm planning on doing, these are going to be probably for some of the guys at church on Sunday, and that way they don't need to know that I have done them at the last minute. They just know that the timing is right for right now. Shh, don't tell them. So 4 little cards out of my one piece of cardstock. You could do that nice and neatly and actually score them and fold them, but you know, quick and simple here. I have got one of the Bella Boulevard clear cuts. This is the one with the white confetti on it, and I just thought, you know, it's kind of a bit like snowflakes, which goes with the Christmas theme. Even though I live here in Australia and it is stinking hot right now, Christmas is the one time I feel like I can get away with doing snowflakes. And I am going to, excuse me, I'm going to cut this down. This is going to go over the top of here. Oh, sorry, it's obviously been a bit windy overnight and it's blown some dust in. So this is just going to go over the top. So we want to make them almost 4 by 4 squares, but I like to just have a little bit of a border around, so I'm just going to go just a tiny bit less than that. And once again, we can be fairly conservative with this and get lots of cards out of the same set of supplies. So that's going to do 3. Look, I won't cut them all because you get the idea. I'll just show you how this is going to go together. So this is going to go down on here, like that. Bit hard to see, but in real life it's got some sort of lovely dimension there. And remember the sort of the extra 4 by 4 square of cardstock. Well, what I've done is I've printed out some sentiments. What I first did was I printed them out just, you know, on my printer, and then knowing where they're going to print on, I just stuck that 4 by 4 piece of cardstock down with washi tape because it's nice and thin and it's not too sticky, and sent it through the printer again, and now it's printed them onto my cardstock. So I just carefully take them off, really carefully, and I'm going with kind of this Christmas Carol theme, and they're all going to be slightly different, and I'm just going to cut these out in sort of a banner style so that they look, oh sorry, bump the camera, so that they look like this at the end of it, okay? And for some of the smaller ones, I've actually got a banner die, so I'm going to cut them out just like that for those 2. These ones were a bit too big to fit, but you know, I thought it's not too hard to cut that, so I'm just going to cut straight lines and cut a little triangle in the end of them. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera, so you don't need to watch me do all of that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and do another element for the card, and that is to do, I've got this stamp set from Studio Calico, and it's a really lovely, it's obviously designed as a thank you card stamp set, but it's got these crowns down the bottom. And when I bought this stamp set, I thought I'm really going to have a lot of fun with those crowns, because not only did it come with those cute stamps, but it came with a die that goes with it as well. Yay! So, keeping this to one set of cardstock, I am going to stamp and emboss 4 crowns on the same set piece, so that we're not having any waste. I've already loaded up my crown stamp there. I'm using some Versamark ink and some gold glitter embossing powder. I will pop this now scrap piece of paper down to catch all of my extra bits. And 4 cards, so I need to stamp this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sprinkle them with my embossing powder. Now I'm also going to go ahead and heat emboss them and cut them all out with that die, and I'll come back in a second and show you how the rest of the card is all going to go together. Alright, so I've gone ahead and cut out all of those pieces, and now all that's left is simply to assemble the cards. So I know when it comes to clear transparencies, it's always difficult to sort of know how to adhere them. You know, you can staple them or sew them, but it's difficult to sort of put a lot of glue on the back, because you know you're going to see it afterwards. So here's my trick for how I'm going to put these cards together. I'll show you as we go along. So the transparency is just going to go on the front. You may have noticed that all of these 4 sentiments I did in different colours, and I put a little bit of forethought into that. I've actually planned these 4 colours to match 4 colours of alphas that come in the Bella Boulevard range, and actually that match enamel dots as well. So these are kind of, each card is going to be a monochrome kind of arrangement. So let's just start off with the first one. So all of the 4 cards are Christmas Carol oriented. I've just listened to a bunch of Christmas carols and picked out lines that are really sort of magnifying the reason for this season, that's talking about Jesus as our King and our Saviour, and specifically to do with being the King because of these crowns. So this, you're getting an insight into my sort of train of thought here. So the first one is, the line is, Noel, born is the King of Israel. I'm not going to sing it. So the sentiment's going to go down the bottom, the crown's going to go at the top, and then in the middle, so this is our light blue one. So picking out these light blue alphas, we want the word Noel. I'm just sticking them down really lightly because I'll want to sort of arrange it, to be centered, because I'm a little picky like that. But just getting them down here so I know where it's going to go. I can put glue on the back of my sentiment. Now if you wanted to get really fancy, you could even sort of ink around the edge of that banner, but as we're going quick and easy today, I'm not going to do that. So I'm using Glossy Accents as my glue, just because it's a nice and strong, clear, quick drying, all of those things. And now that that's down, I'm just going to fiddle with these a little bit. Not much, it was not too bad. Just so that's nice and centered. In fact, now See, I told you, fiddly. I want to raise it up a little bit so it's not quite on top of that banner there. And then the crown, more glue on the back of the crown. He's going to go on top there. And once that glossy accent just dries a little bit, now I can so I can stick my transparency on, I'm just going to put the glue where it's going to be hidden by those cardboard elements. And now I can stick it down. And to top it all off, getting out my enamel dots, and I am going to pop these just on the crown here. Like that. So cute and simple and quick. I'm going to go ahead and do the other three, and I'll come back and show you what they all look like when I'm finished. Alright, so there they are, all done and dusted. This has taken me, well, not so much longer than, you know, the extent of this video. Cute and colourful. I don't know which one I like the best. Maybe the Gloria, because of the red. Red sort of says Christmas, doesn't it? But Joy to the World in the green, that's pretty Christmassy too. Oh, look, I hope you have a really fun Christmas. I hope you have a very blessed season. If you're needing to still do Christmas cards, maybe you can think of this as something quick and simple to do. But regardless of where you're at and who you're celebrating with, I'm praying for all of you guys just to have a really fabulous Christmas. And I will see you all in the new year. Bye.